Well, all right. Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I say it every day wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Tuesday afternoon here. Now first, let's talk about the weather. Hurricane Melissa has officially made landfall in Jamaica. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis has the latest. Brad?
Well, Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica on the western side of the island. Winds down to 150 miles per hour, but the new observations will come out from the National Hurricane Center at 4 o'clock. Around here, we're monitoring very light rain in Mississippi. It's going to cross the state line this afternoon. Here's the latest on Melissa, a strong Category 4 storm now. It's going to weaken as it interacts with land and the mountainous areas, and we're basically in a communication blackout with the western part of the island there, and that may last for several hours, maybe a day or longer, but it's moving northeast at about 8 miles per hour. It's going to track across the eastern tip of Cuba and the southeastern part of the Bahama Island chain. This does not look like it's going to affect the Atlantis, the Providence areas there where Nassau, Bahamas is. I don't think it's going to be a big impact for them, but maybe a bigger impact for Turks and Caicos. Here's the latest satellite imagery. You can continue to see it's near Montego Bay. They're still seeing hurricane force winds between there and Kingston. And again, expecting quite a bit of destruction. Probably not get that information until tomorrow, daylight again tomorrow. 6 o'clock this evening, back to our weather. Scattered light showers. They'll pick up overnight tonight, and we've got heavy rain coming in for the morning commute, so be prepared for that, along with gusty winds. Temperatures around 55 will be the high. That may occur after midnight. Notice the temperatures as we approach 11 o'clock, starting to fall into the 40s out across the western part of the state. 2 o'clock temperatures, upper 40s, low 50s. The wind's going to make it feel much, much cooler. There's going to be a lot of drizzle and some just very light rain showers out there. It's going to be a miserable afternoon and evening, and I would not recommend any outdoor plans. Here's the next 12 hours. Temperatures, again, the high for tomorrow will probably be just after midnight with rain all night in most areas. And here's our temperatures. Thursday, 56, still some drizzle in the morning. And Friday looks great for Halloween. In fact, the entire weekend looks awesome. We'll talk about that and have the update from the Hurricane Center at 4 o'clock.
And I see we have Miss Donna Oliver. DO from PC is on Facebook right now. Donna, thank you so much for tuning in to Before the Four today. I hope you're having a great afternoon so far. If you guys who are watching at home don't know Donna Oliver, she is from Phil Campbell, and she is super awesome. Yeah, go reach out to DO from PC. She is a great person without a doubt. Donna, thank you so much for watching. And you all know the drill. For 48 First Alert Weather Extra. That is tonight at 9:30. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. He'll be back here in the streaming center, and he'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar, as well as the latest out of Jamaica. You're just not going to want to miss it. First Alert Weather Extra. Again, you can watch that wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. But now let's take a look at how Hurricane Melissa, which is of course one of the strongest hurricanes on record, is impacting the Caribbean right now. The storm is already responsible for 7 deaths, including 3 in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. Michael Yoshida with the latest.
Hurricane Melissa, one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in history, bringing powerful winds, dangerous rainfall, and flooding to the Caribbean.
There will be catastrophic damage. There is no infrastructure in this region, or maybe anywhere in the world, that could withstand a Category 5 hurricane without some level of damage.
The massive storm rapidly intensifying as it approached Jamaica. Warm waters helping fuel Melissa, which had sustained winds of 185 miles per hour Tuesday morning. This is the first Category 5 hurricane to hit Jamaica. Officials warning it's not just powerful winds, but also storm surge, sustained rainfall, and landslides that could be devastating and deadly.
there will be flooding and there will be infrastructure damage. We have 70% of our population living within 5 kilometers of the sea in generally low-lying areas, so the risk of flood is extreme.
More than 800 shelters opened across the island. Residents and tourists bracing for the worst.
They told everyone to pack in an emergency bag so that we will have that in all our important documents.
It's really overwhelming. We've never been through anything like this, and hearing the more and more updates and more reports and how it's getting stronger and stronger.
As the storm pushes past Jamaica, Cuba, Turks and Caicos, and other islands sit in its path. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Such a devastating hurricane down there in Jamaica, and my thoughts and prayers are certainly with the people of Jamaica through this very challenging time down there. But now we're going to head to break, but coming up, the latest on the government shutdown, how it's impacting SNAP benefits and causing much stress for families here in North Alabama, the rezoning of Madison City schools, and a spooky story you're just not going to want to miss, just in time for Halloween. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time is over. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, let's talk about the government shutdown and how it's impacting SNAP benefits across the country. 48's Callie Neese spoke with CEOs of food assistance services here in the Tennessee Valley and has more. Let's take a look.
Shirley Schofield, the CEO of the Food Bank of North Alabama, told me they are hard at work taking in as much food as possible right now to prepare for the growing demand.
We're really looking at treating this as if it were a natural disaster.
That disaster being the government shutdown, as we are just days away from the suspension of SNAP benefits. Schofield told me there are at least 2,000 SNAP recipients in Madison County alone. That's not even mentioning all the furloughed government workers, not just in Madison County, but all over North Alabama, who may be looking for extra food assistance right now.
So while we are moving some of our budgeting around to make sure that we can purchase more food to have it already available now.
Over at the Downtown Rescue Mission, they are also going to have to step up because they believe they are going to take a hit, especially during the upcoming holiday. They receive grants to get the turkeys for Thanksgiving, but the other things like yams and mac and cheese may be harder to get during this shutdown.
Those things we're going to definitely take more of a hit because I think more of the community is going to be in a need scenario. So we're willing to step up to the plate, but we're always looking for that extra support from the community.
However, both groups say they believe the community will rally around them, and they are here to help anyone in need, no matter their circumstance.
We do want to reassure the public that we have food available. We will continue to have food available. If we do run low at one of the food pantries or one of the mobile pantries that we're doing, just know that we're going to be doing more of these.
Don't hesitate to come over, and if we can help in any need, we have the resources to be able to do that.
For more information on how to donate or how to get assistance, visit our website, WAFF.com. Reporting in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
And you can find more information on that on our website right now, WAFF.com. And speaking of the shutdown, Sarah Grace Kennedy spoke with furloughed workers in Huntsville who say they deserve better for all the hard work they put in. Let's take a listen.
Everything at home right now is a little bit more stressful.
Caitlin of Huntsville tells me that even though she has a full-time job, her husband, who was just furloughed, was the one who was bringing home the majority of the money. She tells me this past month, they've had to cut down on a lot of their expenses, including food.
Without having that money coming in, we have to kind of cut back on what we're feeding the kids. And so, it makes it a little bit more difficult at home to run a smooth household when you don't have that extra money coming in.
Caitlin tells me that 3 of their kids have birthdays this month. However, they had to cut back on their children's birthdays as well.
Birthdays are big in our family, and we weren't able to give them that big birthday like they're accustomed to.
Her husband, who wishes to remain anonymous, tells me that he is already looking for new out-of-state jobs that aren't government contracted. That way he can have something lined up in case the shutdown continues. However, that could mean leaving his wife and kids temporarily, just to bring more money in. He tells me that he has tried to file for unemployment, however, that has been unsuccessful. One single mom reached out to me, telling me that she's actively looking for part-time work after she was forced to take on a loan this month to pay for her bills. She says, I applied for unemployment benefits. That is just a black hole of nothingness. It shouldn't be this hard. Another worker who was furloughed tells me that she and her partner also had to take on a loan. She says, I have yet to hear back from unemployment. My partner is a mission essential, so we are spending money to send him to work, but not getting a paycheck for that.
It's just a tough spot to be in because, Huntsville, Madison area is a very big group of government contractors, government workers. All we can say is, band together with others and, do what you can.
And now let's head out to Madison, where its school district is undergoing rezoning. Now this rezoning could break apart tight-knit communities and separate siblings. 48's Nick Ballinger on parent concerns in the city of Madison.
Suzanne Cantman has 2 kids in the Madison City School District. She's one of many parents who have planted roots in their children's school that would be uprooted by proposed zoning changes.
I just want my kids to be together. It's going to take a lot of time to start over serving in a new school. I would just really hate to not be a part of that community anymore.
With the opening of a new elementary school, the district has been planning to rezone since June, sending parents 8 different zoning options. Monday evening was a final chance for parents to make their concerns heard.
We're still going to go back and look at it tomorrow from the feedback we've got today. I can't say that we'll change anything, but we will take a look at it and see.
Cantman's 11th grade son has been driving his 8th grade brother to middle school every morning while she drives to work in Athens.
It has been a huge blessing to have the ability for them to drive together.
Rising 5th, 7th, and 8th, and 10th through 12th graders are allowed to remain at the same school as long as they find their own transportation. With the proposed map, her oldest would be grandfathered in to stay at Bob Jones, but her youngest would be forced to go to James Clemens.
That would put a huge financial burden on me. I would have to move. I'm not even asking for 9th grade to be added. I'm really just asking for a sibling clause.
Superintendent Dr. Ed Nichols says there's never been a sibling clause for past rezoning, but with nothing official yet, it's not off the table.
That is always a challenge. That's something that the last time we rezoned was a challenge. Wouldn't want to look at one just for high school if I couldn't do the same for middle and elementary. And then you get into what if there are 3 and how long does that last?
And now take a look at this. A group of kids in New York turned a backyard into a haunted house. And it's quite spooky if I do say so myself. Let's check it out.
To the carnival.
It started out as just a couple tents in the front yard. The haunted house now takes up the Fowlers' entire backyard. They say it surprises people just how much a group of kids are able to build.
I don't feel like they expect what they get because they hear it's made by 14 and 15-year-old kids who just come here and spend their time working on it. They just don't expect it to be what it is, and it's like a lot of more than they expect.
The Fowlers say dozens of kids around the neighborhood dress up to act in the haunted house. Inside, you'll find a haunted carnival, a mad science lab, and plenty of jump scares. The kids also fund this project themselves. They earn the money mowing lawns and saving up what they get around the holidays. It's only open a few days, but the work that goes into it is almost year-round.
We start 3 months ago. And we even during the winter, we'll build small things that'll go into this.
Admission is free, but they are collecting donations for their dad's coworker's son who's in the hospital.
It's like really nice to see how it benefits people and how even just the person who walks through has such a great time.
Just is great to see how it all just comes together and how much people enjoy it.
I like to see how people enjoy it and how they keep coming back each night and over again.
Henry and Andrew's mom tells me they even do rehearsals to figure out what they need to work on, but also making sure everyone knows what they did well. She's happy to see them growing as leaders.
Whew. I got kind of scared watching that one, I'm not even going to lie, but how awesome is that? Very creative kids there. Awesome haunted house it looks like, and it's all for a good cause. I love to see it. I wish I could book a ticket up there to New York to see it for myself. But unfortunately, that is not in my pay grade at this moment, no doubt about it. Well, y'all, that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. But thank you so much for sticking around, spending a bit of your Tuesday afternoon here. We do not have Facebook fun this afternoon, but stay tuned to tomorrow's Before the Four, which will start at 3:40, and we'll have Facebook fun tomorrow, I promise y'all. And y'all better hold me accountable too. So we will have Facebook fun tomorrow. But y'all, once again, thank you so much for watching. You all enjoy tonight's evening newscasts. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.